Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, many years ago, when I was just a young lad, I was a huge fan of superhero movies and cartoons. Batman, Spider-Man, The Green Hornet, featuring Kung Fu artist Bruce Lee as Kato. But the supreme superhero was indestructible, indomitable, indefatigable. He is the undisputed super heavyweight champion of the world, Superman. Superman. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. You got to admit, that's pretty awesome. Think about it. If you had those powers, you'd never be stuck in traffic again. But as we get older, we realize that there are no superheroes. There is no Superman. We are all men and women, flesh and bone. We are flawed and we have weaknesses. But, and this is a big but, there are heroes. And heroes are ordinary men and women capable of extraordinary things. I would ask everyone in the audience to think to yourselves, who are your heroes? We all have heroes. People we desire, we aspire to be like. They could be athletes, they could be artists, they could be activists, perhaps politicians. I think our Mayor Rob Ford has quite a heroic stance about it. But there are also people that are phenomenal for different reasons. So I want to talk about three people who I consider heroes. The first is a name you may recognize, Malala Yousafzai. She was a 16-year-old Pakistani girl who was shot in the head by the Taliban in 2012. Why? Because she had the audacity to be an activist for girls' education in her home country. You may recall that she is the youngest nominee for the Nobel Peace Prize, which is quite fascinating. But what is so remarkable about her is after she was shot, she was undeterred. She continues in her quest to elevate the education for girls in her home country. She's undaunted. I don't know about you, but if I was shot in the head, I would quit wherever I was working. But that's the level of her courage. The second individual I want to talk about is less famous, but no less noble. 11-year-old Trevor Sims recently died of a rare form of cancer in his home in Louisiana. What did Trevor do in his last dying days when he was full of pain from the cancer? He worked tirelessly to help the homeless people in his community. He actually helped to stage a food drive in his hometown that raised 34,000 pounds of food and $64,000 for the poor people in his community. He was interviewed before his death, and he was asked about his philosophy on giving back to the world. And he said, you can make a change every day. Help somebody who's being bullied. Help somebody cross the street. Anything. All the little things count. The last person I want to talk about is very interesting to me, as I'm an unabashed capitalist. You may recall this, a gentleman named Tom Crisp in Calgary, Alberta, in 2013, won Lottomax, $40 million. What Tom decides to do is, he's going to give it all to charity. I'm going to repeat that. He won $40 million, and he's going to give it all to charity. Now, up until this point in time, he's only given a small portion of this money to charity, but he has. given song. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how much he gives at the end of the day. But still, what I found fascinating about his story is when he published his remarks that he was going to give the money to charity, there was many positive remarks and a lot of positive feedback given on the internet, but also significant amount of negative feedback. I don't know what gives with people, but maybe they thought he should, you know, why get in the lotto if he's not going to spend it himself? I don't know. I'm of two minds when I think of these three heroes. On one hand, it is so inspirational to me to think that people of such courage, compassion, and humanity actually exist in this world, the same world that I do. On the other hand, I feel completely unworthy to be on the same planet. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if you in the audience think yourselves, do you do enough? Do you ever feel that maybe you could do more? I look at these people and I think, I could never be as good as they are. They are true heroes. So what can I do? And I think back to what Trevor said. Every day you can make a change. Help somebody who's being bullied, help somebody cross the street, anything. All the little things count. All the little things count. I can do that. I can be a hero. You can be heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, we can be heroes.